No more War Boss right now. Just that Warp Spider Exarch.
So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I mean, these guys obviously 1-1. Uh, how do you feel about Eldar versus IG in the opening stages? I feel like the Sentinel is really a pain in the butt for Eldar to start. Obviously, not quite so much now that they have to wait for that Stomp upgrade, but I don't know. I still feel like that Sentinel can force you. Like you can get Rangers to deal with it very easily, but Rangers often I feel like not very cost effective against the rest of the IG lineup.
Well, Rangers are. I mean, it depends actually. If I see a two Sentinel lineup, I will definitely get Rangers in all likeliness, just because if he opts for one guardsman, he's gonna have to be committed to repairing all the time. If you just keep popping out a Sentinel, because it does a lot of damage. It's nothing to laugh at, and that will tie it down for. In the end, if it's something like Lord General, you can pick up his retinue members, and that gives them a job to do all the time. Also great against heavy weapons teams. Kinetic Pulse is always amazing at controlling the battlefield. You can, Kinetic Pulse the guardsman onto an Artok call in, and that's a dead guardsman squad. So, like, it's a really brutal thing. you have to see it to appreciate it. Banshees. Now that is an interesting choice.
I've certainly seen some good Kinetic Pulse combinations, certainly been on the receiving end of them. And although with the Autark call-in, that would probably be a harder one to time. That Autark call-in seems to take a while.
Yeah, you drop the Autark call-in first, and then you mind games the person to thinking that you missed it, and then you just drop a Kinetic Pulse from infiltration. Undodgeable unless he retreats or predicts that you're going to do that.
But SteveBud using the mobility of that Warp Spider Exarch to get the double cap off before Grunk can even get into the middle.
Yeah, the Sentinel's got to start harassing. But yeah, he's going straight for the VP pressure.
Wow, some more VP pressure, now decapping Grunk's natural. That's going to be really tough, actually. I remember, old cast back when it was Harlequin showing off some maps, or showing off some games with the Warp Spider Exarch, doing pretty much exactly that.
Adding support structure.
I think, though, Eldar, as you say, the Sentinel is pretty dominant in the early stage. You can knock over all the cover that Warp Spider wants to use. But in the end, once Eldar gets a T1.5 unit out of some sort, like a Ranger or a Shuriken, he can start, demobilizing the Imperial Guard and then start putting his plans into motion. Right now, he's just doing the good thing of evading IG strength as he tries to just keep map presence.
Well, he's getting a Shuriken cannon. If he puts that behind a shield, that will limit the Guardian weapon team. I mean, limit the Sentinel a little bit more.
Steve trying to bait out those stomp, but to no avail. Oh, he's getting a flamer. I don't know. They're gonna have to get closer, and there's only a node to bash. I'm not sure if that's the most effective use of his resources right now. Should drop some generators.
He doesn't even have to start on that guardsman squad.
The enemy has destroyed one of our structures.
Banshee gets aspect early, so this kind of implies that he's not going to get another squad anytime soon.
I'm actually a little surprised to see him go for the Banshees. I didn't even just think about it, but I mean, traditionally, people usually don't build Banshees against Imperial Guard. I think it can usually be pretty good, especially if you actually take out the Sentinel. But
yeah, I prefer to get a Ranger if I'm doing Banshee, just because you can limit how effective that Sentinel is going to be by just popping at it. And the weaker it is, the more vulnerable it is to, if you miss the stomp, you can brutally exploit that by ganking it with Banshees that are suddenly in melee range, But right now he's just going to try to creep up the map.
And Grunk is actually now the one getting the map control. SteveBud doing those Warp Spider Exarch tricks, but right now it's gone back in favor of Grunk. Grunk now getting his 4th unit, getting an artillery spotter squad to help deal with that Guardian weapon team.
that Banshee's just going to have to retreat.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're doing what often happens with Banshees in this matchup, where they'll basically just bleed a lot. He's using them to cap, but if they like try to approach, you're going to be taking a lot of damage on approach. They might get stomped if he doesn't manage to successfully call it out, and even then, they could be close to dying before they can actually get in and do anything. 3 models, taking some risks. Go ahead.
This is one of the ideas behind getting a Ranger instead of a Shuriken. Like, even though the Shuriken did really well to take out that Sentinel, which was completely overextended, like, getting a Ranger puts the onus on your opponent to come to you and root you out. And once that's the case, that means that Banshees actually have a role, in that they're just counter-initiation rather than trying to charge straight at your opponents.
Now, I think what happened to Grunk there, if we notice, he dropped a smoke bomb or a smoke shell on that Guardian weapon team a little bit late. I think what he was going for was he was trying to drop that shell and then walk in with the Sentinel and stomp, but he mismicroed his artillery spotter squad. I think they were out of range and they couldn't actually do it yet. And then he just moved forward prematurely with his Sentinel. I think that's what happened. He's already replacing and getting a new Sentinel.
No, this is great map pressure from Grunk though. Like, Steve is not in any position to put down gens. Oh, but he's going to do it anyway. Banshee's coming into support, so that's going to be possible. That's nice play by Steve to not have to concede no gens.
Actually does get hit by that Sentinel stomp. I thought he might run away from it there. And now the Banshees actually can press forward. They can go over the Sentinel. It's actually taking hits. Now, even if the Sentinel is just microing away and actually gets away without dying, right now the effect is that SteveBud is actually just pressuring Grunk off the map a bit, especially pressuring that Sentinel off the map.
If I were Grunk, because the only way that the Banshees were chasing that Sentinel was by using fleet of foot. So since he's not actually going to be able to kite out of them anyway, he should turn the facing so he's facing the Banshees and then continue to kite. That way he can actually return some fire.
That would be ideal. I usually never think of it that much, and I'd certainly be worried about trying to correct facing when they're right there, hoping you don't end up leaving it there too long. Another stomp goes off, but we're also having a little bit of lag.
Yeah, pretty bad lag. I mean, it was perfect stomp, but
no. It's been so smooth.
That's a shame. Come on.
The shots came from that direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, it would be good if we could ask one of the players to check all the ping lists.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. But we haven't even got ref chat, so we can't even ask them.
I mean, it's been smooth up until now, so it must just be some kind of spike. That will hopefully die down.
Well,
alright, looks like it's finally going back. There we go. Oh!
this is painful.
The enemy is too close.
Looking smooth again.
Don't jinx it.
Alright. So the artillery spotters, they actually have the incendiary shells already queued up. So Grunk actually really making that a priority. I feel like, at least, I think it could be a little bit better against the Guardian weapon team in terms of actually killing the models and forcing it off in that sense, since I think it'll do more damage over time than the regular artillery shell.
They have turned the tables.
Okay, I think I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
Okay.
All right.
We'll do it
Let's-
one at a time, see if it makes
Yeah,
it
we'll see. We'll
better.
see what happens, and if we have to, we'll let them finish this out, and if they have to restart, then
Prepare to lead your
we'll just wait for them to do their thing and pick back up with the finals.
Did that help?
No.
So you're not in more Codex?
Nope, I just destroyed DoW2 again.
Okay, it's still lagging horrendously, so I'm going out now.
All right. I mean, SteveBud's over there on the west coast with you, so if it's one of you, it's probably both of you.
Well, I mean, the only thing... Well, Grunk, I don't know where he is, but...
Yeah, it
he's
may.
somewhere. How is it now?
It may be Grunk. Uh,
Oh, I was just going to say just because he's probably on the other side of the Earth.
Are you sure he's not on Mars?
No, I'm not. There's
yeah,
com-
this game might just be broken. Alright, well, I'll try leaving and hopefully they can finish it up, but I think that the game might just be busted.
That's sad.
Alright, dropping out. See if that helped them at all or not.
Yeah, we're totally in the dark now, so we have no idea.
Well, according to the scoreboard so far, Grunk was way in the lead.
Yeah, Grunk was doing well, but at the same time, you know, like, IG usually gets a lot of early pressure.